Just a quick update out of the Flathead now. It's open, but a section of the Kalispell Bypass was closed just before noon because an oversized tow truck hit the 2-mile bridge overpass. In response, officials shut down the southbound lanes from the intersection of 3 Mile Drive to the intersection of Highway 2. The Montana Department of Transportation sent inspectors. They assessed the bridge. That inspection is complete and all lanes are open. An update tonight on a story we brought you last spring about the Whitefish Mountain Resort Professional Ski Patrol formally unionizing. The Ski Patrol Union has reached a short-term agreement with Whitefish Mountain Resort on their first contract. MTN's Sean Wells has the latest.
We have the main nuts and bolts of the contract tentatively agreed upon. There's a couple little loose ends that need to happen before we can hold a vote to ratify the contract.
18 months after formally unionizing, the Whitefish Mountain Resort Professional Ski Patrol has reached an agreement with the resort on their first contract. Ski Patrol Union President Jamie Burkholder says the agreement is only in place for this upcoming ski season.
A goal, obviously, is to have a longer-term contract. But this was a good way to get something in the books and be working under an active contract for at least the current time frame.
Burkholder says priorities during negotiations focused on increased benefits, educational training, and job security for patrollers. He says the two sides were unable to reach a full agreement on livable wages.
Our primary goal was to have nobody working at less than the minimum livable wage for our area, and that's not something we're achieving in this first one, which is part of why the short duration is attached to this particular situation.
Both parties declined to talk about specific details in the agreement as a final vote still needs to take place before a contract is ratified. Whitefish Mountain Resort spokesman Chad Sokol says the resort is happy to have an agreement in place before the new ski season gets underway on December 4th.
We're happy to have an agreement in place for this season, and negotiations will resume in the spring. Obviously, we would prefer to have a contract that's in place longer than just 1 year. So,
in Whitefish, Sean Wells, MTN News.
Whitefish Mountain Resort, much like western Montana ski areas, preparing for the upcoming ski season, but winter has not made its mark on the slopes yet. Here's a look at Whitefish, Lookout Pass, and Discovery from a few hours ago. While conditions may be changing just in time for Thanksgiving, many ski areas are seeing little to no snow. MTN's Maddie Kiefer shared a report yesterday on Big Mountain. You can find that online. But right now, let's go to meteorologist Aaron Yost for your first look at the forecast now. Aaron.
We've got a showery start to the work week across western Montana, particularly the northwest quarter of the state, but showery in the tune of mountain snow, valley rain. These above average temperatures still sticking around for us. So over the next 24 hours, we'll see that weak disturbance tracking through the region. Again, higher elevation snow, a little bit of valley rain. If we see any accumulation at pass level, it will be incredibly light. That will likely change though this upcoming weekend and into next week, where I do think we will be talking about a bigger pattern change. Got all those details coming up.
Earlier this month, we talked about changes in how the state of Montana is handling water rights for development using exempt wells. Well, now there's a new lawsuit challenging the use of those wells altogether. MTN senior political reporter Jonathan Ambarian breaks down what's at issue in this case.
In places like the Helena Valley, there's been a long history of subdivisions built using exempt wells, relatively small water users that don't need to go through the full process of securing a water permit. But opponents say the cumulative effects of those smaller wells has been harming longtime water rights holders.
There isn't an opportunity for other water users to get notice and potentially object to any things that might infringe on their water rights. So that's really an important piece.
Carly Johnson is State Affairs Coordinator for the Montana Farm Bureau Federation, one of 9 plaintiffs suing the state and the Montana Department of Natural Resources and Conservation. They're arguing that there's been no tracking on how much impact exempt wells have had on other water users. For the Farm Bureau, a major concern deals with water shortages. When there's a shortage, users who have senior rights dating back decades are allowed to call users with more recent junior rights and demand they cut back their water use. But Johnson says exempt wells make it harder to enforce those calls.
Water rights are a private property right, and those private property rights are in context of all the other water rights in the system. And when a portion of the water is being allocated outside the system, it affects everyone. And most of all, it affects the resource. And in agriculture, it's very important to us to be good stewards of our resources.
Other plaintiffs include the Montana League of Cities and Towns, which argues exempt wells are depleting aquifers and threatening municipal water supplies, and conservation groups which say exempt wells are harming stream flows. This is far from the first time the exempt well policy has gone to court. It was one of those lawsuits in 2024 that led to DNRC changing its interpretation of combined water use, leaving several subdivisions in limbo, as we reported about 2 weeks ago. With the demand for housing in Montana still so high, I asked Johnson if getting rid of the exempt well option might make it harder for construction to keep up.
The intent is to incentivize responsible development that goes through the proper process. And if your usage of water really isn't impacting anyone, it shouldn't be difficult to get a permit.
A spokesperson for DNRC told me they're reviewing the legal challenge, but they won't comment further on active litigation. In the Helena Valley, Jonathan Amberian, MTN News.
All right, let's take a quick break, but it's all about the Brawl of the Wild next on KPAX. We recap not just Montana's season so far, but Montana State's. A look back before the top 3 clash next on KPAX.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 530 News.
The 124th Brawl of the Wild is officially here as the countdown to kickoff begins. The Grizz are entering this matchup number 2 in the country at 11-0 on the season. MTN's Kyle Hansen takes a look back at the season that has led to this moment.
It's arguably the biggest brawl of them all, as number 2 Montana and number 3 Montana State will meet right here at Washington Grizzlies Stadium on Saturday at noon with the outright Big Sky Conference Championship on the line. But before we look forward, let's take a look back and see how the 11-0 Grizzlies got to this point. The Grizzlies were the preseason number 7 team nationally, and the biggest storyline entering the season would be their schedule, with the bye coming in week 1, followed by 12 consecutive games. opened it with a bang over Division II Central Washington and followed that up with a thriller against North Dakota, where the Grizz scored in the final minutes after trailing all game to pick up the statement win. A blowout over Indiana State followed that, which set up a then top 10 nationally televised night game against Idaho, where the Grizz rolled past the Vandals to retain the Little Brown Stein, and the Grizz offense began to solidify itself as one of the best in the FCS. The first road trip of the season was after that, where again the team faced a high-powered offense and adversity from the Bengals, but a breakout game from Michael Wortham lifted the Grizz to a comeback victory in Pocatello. A homecoming date with Cal Poly marked the halfway point as broke out the throwback copper and gold uniforms, and after beating the Mustangs, Montana welcomed Sacred Heart the next week in a mid-season non-conference contest that marked 6 home games in 7 weeks. And another win for the Grizzlies. Game 8 brought all the fireworks as Montana traveled to Sacramento State, and with plenty of trash talk leading up to the game, the Grizz took home the Panda Bowl after another offensive onslaught under the lights on national TV once again. A road win over Weber State would snap a losing streak in Ogden, and the following week, played Eastern Washington too close for comfort, as a fumbled spike by the Eagles proved to be the difference, as the Grizzlies held on. And the latest chapter was a return to Providence Park in Portland, as the Grizzlies used 5 interceptions and plenty of offense to blow out the Vikings. So now it's the 124th Brawl of the Wild, and while is locked into a bye in the opening week, a win over the Bobcats would solidify home field advantage in the playoffs, and of course, bragging rights within the Treasure State. Reporting in Missoula, Kyle Hansen, MTN Sports.
The number 3 Bobcats are headed into the Brawl of the Wild undefeated in conference play. They're coming off a big win Saturday night against UC Davis. MTN's Grace Lawrence breaks down their season so far and the team's path to the Big Sky Championship.
If you want to talk about high stakes, then let's talk about the 124th Brawl of the Wild that will take place on Saturday. High seeding, a Big Sky championship, and bragging rights will all be on the line. Montana State sits at third in the country, 9-2 overall, and will try and grab the first road win in this series since 2018 this upcoming Saturday. Let's see how they got here. The Cats had a gauntlet to start the season, which began in Eugene, Oregon, against one of the top FBS teams in the Ducks. After a 59-13 loss, the attention turned to Gold Rush, a top 3 matchup against South Dakota State. The game had it all, a blocked punt for a score, wild touchdowns, and ended in double overtime, where the Cats fell inches short and lost 30-24. But the team would not let an 0-2 start define the rest of the year, as they finished the non-conference 2-0 and stamped a major 57-3 win over Eastern Washington in Bobcat Stadium to start conference play. The attention turned to 13th-ranked Northern Arizona as the Cats traveled down to the walk-up Sky Dome. It was Taco Tuesday on Saturday as Dowler sparked his team with the longest punt return touchdown in program history. Julius Davis had a SportsCenter top 10 hurdle for a touchdown, and MSU went home with a big 34-10 win. The momentum carried into victories over the next 4 conference foes in Idaho State, Cal Poly, UNC, and Weber State. Then it was a top 10 showdown in Bozeman on November 15th against UC Davis. In front of a national audience, the defense stole the show, as Captain Caden Dowler had a Player of the Week performance for the second week in a row. The Cats rolled to a 38-17 win. MSU started FCS regular season play with a top 3 game and will end with one as they face the number 2 Grizz this Saturday. Reporting in Bozeman for MTN Sports, I'm Grace Lawrence.
It is Montana's biggest game, and it's coming to you right here on KPAX. The Brawl of the Wild takes over Missoula on Saturday. The Montana Grizzlies and the Montana State Bobcats will clash on the gridiron at Washington Grizzly. Scripps Sports starts our coverage Saturday at 11, followed by kickoff at noon. Don't miss any of the action in the 124th edition of this historic cross-state football rivalry.
We'll see some scattered showers out there for your Tuesday, with highs running well above average for this time of year. We should be in the upper 30s instead, upper 40s to low 50s. Details on a pattern change next.
Storm Tracker weather starts now with meteorologist Aaron Yost.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Kathy Gilhouse, Ronan, if you're watching tonight, thank you so much for sending in this awesome photo. This was a nice recent sunrise shot that Kathy captured. And this one from Jan Taylor, some cool kind of rugged looking low clouds near Superior. This was taken on Saturday. We're going to see very similar images here over the next few mornings, particularly Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday mornings. We've got some fog in the forecast. We actually have a lot of stuff going on in the forecast. We're going to start the work week off with a little shower activity, mild temperatures. Then we're going to see some high pressure building in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, hence some of that fog potential. And then as we move into this weekend, we've got a pretty powerful push of moisture that'll make its way into the region, mainly looking at mountain snow and valley rain, maybe a rain snow mix. But right now, all indication is that next week we could return to a more wintry kind of weather pattern. So perfect timing with that one, right? Just right before Thanksgiving. So we'll keep our eye on it as we get a little bit closer. Out there right now, a lot of cloud cover, a little bit of scattered shower activity for the Treasure State. Here's a look in Evero right now. You can still kind of make out some of those clouds out there. We've definitely seen our fair share of clouds. We did pick up 0.04 of an inch of rainfall at the Missoula Airport today, way earlier. 46 degrees, our current reading out at the airport. Looks like they may have just dipped to 44. 47 in Kalispell, 46 for Sealy Lake. All these temperatures well above average for this time of year. Once again, a lot of us making it into the 40s, if not low 50s. Tonight's lows actually where we should be for daytime highs as we near the second half of November. We're going to be in the upper 30s to low 40s tonight with some of that scattered precipitation. This is all as a disturbance tracks across the northern Rockies. A lot of the focus, though, going to be across the northwest quarter of the state throughout the day on Tuesday. With that said, we're not going to be looking at very impressive rainfall numbers. showers. Nonetheless, anything is good. We will take some moisture, but a lot of it confined to the northwest part of the state, particularly the mountains and right along the Montana-Idaho border north of Lookout Pass. Tuesday's highs above average once again. Upper 40s to low 50s, a little bit of sunshine here and there. As we head into Wednesday, a lot of this moisture will start to shift towards the south and the east. And on the backside of that passing disturbance, we've got some high pressure building in. So what that's going to do is provide some dry conditions, a nice clearing. However, we have a lot of residual low-level moisture, and we're going to see that potential for some valley fog developing with those stable conditions. So if you encounter any of that while you're driving, obviously reduce your speed, use those low beams, and make sure you leave a little extra space in between you and the guy in front of you. We are going to be seeing that very likely, if not Wednesday morning, Thursday and Friday, because that's when that ridge will really strengthen for us. So with that dry time, we will see those highs a little bit above normal for this time of year. Generally in the mid 40s to upper 40s for the viewing area. As